Hey, Coach. During Saturday's game and yesterday talking to Brian Green, it seemed like Dion McIntosh stepped up a lot in terms of pass pro against Oregon. Just what did you see on film from him and pass pro, and where does he came since when you guys sort of started to begin teaching the running backs to pass pro to now?
Yeah, it's a work in progress. It's a huge part of what we do offensively because they are a part of the six-man protection a lot and a lot more than they're used to in the past. Early in the game, he actually missed one, and I thought bounced back really well, took coaching well, and was able to pick up the same pressure later in the game. So he's constantly learning. He's constantly getting coached. He likes getting coached. He likes the learning process of this offense and sees how he's improving in it. So he's been really good to work with.
And leading up to this season, a big talking point was on the offensive line having Abraham Lucas and Liam Ryan back. Just what has it been like for you to watch those guys work on game film?
It's been great for us, especially with some of the youth around them offensively, to have two guys that have a lot of experience and have a lot of leadership. Where I think that brings a lot of confidence into the huddle. And I think they're really enjoying, playing in a little more physical style in terms of how we set it in the line of scrimmage and pass game and how we're running the football. I think they've embraced that and been enjoying some of the changes.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Cody from the Evergreen. Go ahead, Cody.
Hey, Coach. I'm just kind of wondering, the past 2 weeks, the offensive line has really stepped up, obviously going against, especially with Oregon, a very stout defensive line. This Stanford group, while not, terrible, is not the same kind of level as that Oregon group. Is this going to kind of open some things up, maybe in the passing game for you guys, knowing that Delora may be able to have a cleaner pocket and some more time back there?
Not necessarily, and a lot of what we do is trying to get the ball out as quick as we can, even if there is whatever, a three-man rush or, a defensive line that doesn't quite get after it as well as some other ones do. We want to get the ball in our playmakers' hands as quickly as we can. We'll push the ball down the field and take some shots, but we're still trying to get it out of there as quick as we can and get it out on time and let our little receivers run and let those guys work. And I think you can see even some of the shots we've taken down the field to Travell on some of those fades, the ball's still coming out fast. And I think that's a lot of what helps the O-line too. And I think they're doing a great job embracing the style of offense that we're in. But when we can get the ball out really fast, I think that helps them a ton. And if you look at Oregon State to Oregon, it was almost a half second faster in terms of average timeout for the ball getting out of Jaden's hand over the game. I want to say we were closer to 2-4. My goal is to be closer to between 2-1, 2-2 through a game. So we still got some work to do in terms of getting the ball out quicker while we're still able to push the ball down the field.
And going to those receivers, we've seen a lot of production from the slot from Bernard Bell and Travell Harris. Is this something that you expect to see continuing in this game, or will you maybe have some matchups to kind of exploit the outside a little bit more?
I think that there are some good matchups on the outside this week, I would love to get Jameer more involved than he's been in his first 2 weeks, and that's something we've been working on as a staff of trying to get him a little bit more involved in the offense. In the style with run and shoot, it's sometimes not as easily done as said because a lot of times the coverage of what you see is going to dictate where the ball is going to. But we are working to try to get him a little more involved than he has been because he is very dynamic. So I would like to see some more opportunities for him down the field and opportunities for him to get targeted a few more times. But this is something we've been through, all the years in the offense. 1 week we'll have a slot that goes for close for 200 yards, and then the next week is an outside kid that's extremely productive. And a lot of times it's just how the defense plays us is going to dictate where the ball goes.
Last one for me. We've seen the running game get pretty well established over these past 2 games. Stanford, is not great against the run either. Is this something that we can expect to really just establish the run and maybe even be the best game on the ground yet?
That's something that's expected every week. I think having a run element to a spread passing offense is really important, and it helps us in protection. It helps with the mentality of the offense, and then ultimately it takes some pressure off the quarterbacks too. When you do have a freshman quarterback that's playing for you, you like to take as much off of his plate as you can. So the more that we can do with Dion and lean on the O-line, I think that helps him and helps the offense. And I think the physicality and the ability to be in good down and distance situations in second and third down helps your efficiency and helps your production. So that's always a goal. There's times where we're going to throw it, 50 times a game because that's just how the game goes. But we do want to try to establish run game when we can.